everybody, welcome to Fluid Art by Christine. So I wanted to show you quickly a painting that I did off camera. Actually the camera was on, but I have had some trouble with my autofocus and I wasn't able to save the footage. But this was a high flow painting, no silicone, no sols, and I really like it. Came out really nice. It was a cover up, didn't like what was on it, and it doesn't have a clear coat or anything on it just yet. But it's really, really cool. I like it. Really neat. That was fun. Too bad I couldn't show you guys. I was really bummed. So the painting I am doing right now, this is a 12 by 24 gallery wrapped. I'm using silicone. We're going to do cells. I'm going to do 3 flip cups. I'm going to go ahead and put this aside while I fill my cups. And I've got 7 different colors, and I'm not using white, so this should be interesting. I'm thinking this is kind of like sunset colors, but I added in pink. Pink can be in sunset colors. Not expecting it to look exactly like a sunset, but I just think that it'll be really bright and, you know, red, orange, yellow, a little bit of pink thrown in. And I'm going to start with yellow. First, I'm going to put some silicone in, and I'm going to put 3 drops in each cup. Now, let me just count these out. Okay, so while I'm giving these a good stir, I want to mention to you that this video, at the end of this painting, if you want to know how I mix these exactly, I go through a detailed tutorial of my pouring medium mix at the table, and the paint to pouring medium ratio, and just keep watching after the painting, and you'll see and I kind of did it for any newbies that are out there, that I know there's still some people that say I can't get cells, and you know, so this is kind of for those people that are maybe getting the cells that they like, or you know, they want to try something different. So stay tuned to the end to watch that if you're interested. Now I mix my silicone in very well to prevent caterpillars. All right, let's start layering. Now the way I like to layer is just give it, you know, a total coverage over each color. And because the thickness is just right, they're going to float, the layers on top of each other, and not sink into each other and mix. If that happens, I feel like that would be too thin of a mixture. So how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing well. I love red, and I have red couches in my living room, so I'm not afraid of a little color in my living room. And I've never done anything like this exactly. So, fingers crossed. I miss doing cells. This is the first cells I've done in probably about 3 weeks. So I'm looking forward to this. Seeing them rise up from the bottom is always fun, isn't it? Especially when they turn out right. I'm hoping for some ring cells. This is going to be really bold. Really, really bold. No white, no black, just color. I'm gonna have to spread this one out because I'm the last bit of the color here. That one's gone. I'm going to go easy on this right here. Finish off this yellow and top it off with the red that I have left. This is a painting that I've always wanted to do for myself, so I'm hopeful. Well, I think that's going to be it. I'm going to bring the canvas down, put my cups over here. Aren't they pretty? Can you see inside and the outside? Wow. That looks super pretty. All right, here goes nothing, guys. Woo! Yellow on the bottom. Nice. All these colors, I don't know why I've never put them together before. I'm looking at these cups and so far I'm liking it. Hopefully it's not too monochromatic. Alright, I'm gonna go for it. And red, red it is. I knew it was going to be very red. Put a lot of red in there, is what I wanted, but the cells coming up hopefully will have some yellow rings and stand out. So fingers crossed. Just want to get these corners with that little bit of extra paint in the cup. Nice. I'm getting cells popping. And I haven't even torched it yet. So I'm going to torch now, and then I'm going to stretch them out, and they'll probably get a little bigger. In there. I'm going to let that continue to open before I start tilting it. Now this is a gallery edge, so hopefully I'll have enough paint to really get those edges. If not, I can always touch them up with just plain red. Oh wow, look at that. Woo, definitely see some ring cells. Red, red, I love red. Okay. So I'm going to tilt it one way, and then I'm going to turn it around physically, because that way I can tilt it the way I like to tilt it. So I'm just going to go back and forth. So I got this new thing here, and I'm gonna try to get a little bit something going on over here. And that worked. Had an explosion of cells. I really kind of maybe overdid that. Whew, that's the first time I used that. I don't know. Let's see what they do when they open up. Can't really see them a lot. I'm going to dump a little bit of that off. I don't know if I like that. Yeah. And there it is. I got my wave pattern that I like so much, even though it's not blue. I still like it. It gives it movement. I really like that. I'm going to bring you guys in for a close-up so you can see this thing a little better. And I'm happy. I'm happy. Very happy. Got some big cells. So I'll bring you guys down. Hold on a sec. Okay, everybody. Here it is. I'm just going to go up. Really like that area. I don't think the camera is really picking up everything because it is subtle, because there's pink and orange mixed into there. And if you like red, you'll like it. If you don't, then you won't. But it's for me, and I like it. I'm afraid if I would have put more yellow in it, it would have been too orange. Hi everyone. So since that turned out so monochromatic, I wanted to give you guys a number of examples of, these are dry paintings that I did with the same mix, and you can see the beautiful cells. And I have videos on all of these. Here's another one that's one of my favorites. And the cells just look amazing. And these are all done with the same 12 ounces of glue, 6 ounces of Floetrol, and 3 ounces of gas. Another example. And you can see they're always ringed. I don't know about you guys, but I love those kind. And up here, ring cells. And my most favorite, this one. I call this one Pearl Beach. That just happened naturally. Felt very lucky. And it's the only thing that's different from this one and the others is the colors, not the mix. Look at that. So very consistent results with this pouring medium and silicone. Hi everyone, welcome to Fluid Art by Christine. So I am getting ready to mix up a bunch of colors for a painting that is going to have cells in it. And I thought, you know, it's been a little while. I've got a lot of new subscribers since lately, since I started not doing cell work. And I thought, okay, I'm going to show you guys how, and some tips and tricks and things like that, my pouring medium and how I measure it out and all that good stuff. So, one tip is keep a notebook, keep a journal, okay, and measure. Because if you don't measure and write it down and you have a good result, then how are you going to be able to do that again? And that was one of the things that I was at fault for doing. I have these amazing paintings that I tried and tried and tried, and I had it on video, but I didn't have the pouring medium ratios and all that stuff written down. And I just kind of poured it in there till it looked good, and then wound up with this really great result, and I wasn't able to repeat it. So writing it down. Okay, so my pouring medium mix for cells has 3 things in it. It's got Floetrol, GAC 800, and Blue Wall, Elmer's Blue Wall. Okay, that's the best cells that I've ever gotten, including these 3 ingredients. Okay, so it's actually a mixture of, this is a really cool cup. You can get this at Home Depot for $1. It's got an ounce measuring. It's got a lot of measuring and ratios and stuff like that. It's really great for resin because you can do your 1-to-1 ratio for resin. And that's actually what's stuck on the bottom of this right now is resin on the bottom. But there's an ounce thing here. So I can put in, and here's the recipe, 12 ounces of Glue Wall, 6 ounces of Floetrol, and 3 ounces of GAC 800. Okay, and the reason I use GAC 800 is because it gives a really good cell shape. The shape of the cell is really nice, and it prevents any cracking. And it actually adds a little shine into the paint as well. But because I only use 3 ounces for the whole batch, it would not be as shiny as if I had put a lot in there. It's kind of expensive, so I go easy on it. 3 ounces. $12 ounces of Glue Wall. Now, if you just buy a new gallon of Floetrol at the hardware store, I discovered 2 times now that it's separated. So make sure you shake it up a little bit because it was completely separated. I was like, whoa, what's this? So that would really probably screw up a painting if you weren't aware of it. Luckily I saw it. And 3 ounces, oh, I'm gonna take the lid off. Do I have 3 ounces? Oh, I'm losing my last little bit. Time to buy more GAC. I buy my GAC 800 in a big quart size through Jerry's Aroma. I also use a painter's stick to mix this up because it's a big amount. And it's just faster. The bigger the stick, you know, the bigger it's going to, the faster it's going to mix it. So, and I also, when I'm doing, you know, like say a half a cup, which is what I'm going to be doing today, full of each color, these small sticks take forever, and the larger sticks will speed up the time. So, depending, if you're doing a tiny little bit of paint in one of those little shot glasses, then it makes more sense to use the small popsicle sticks instead of the tongue depressors. But you can get those super cheap at Walmart. I think I got a box of like 300 of them for $5 for the tongue depressors. So if you guys are watching this, it's probably after the pour that I haven't made yet. So fingers crossed that it came out right, because I'm doing some sunset colors, I guess, and I'm not putting white in it. So it might wind up being a little monochromatic, but we'll see. Okay, so you just mix this really good, okay? Scrape the sides, scrape the bottom, mix it really good. And it's thicker than plain Floetrol, but I'll get to the pouring medium to paint ratio in a second. I'm gonna bring the camera down. But I wanted to also talk to you about heat guns, big torches and little torches. They all have their own use, in my opinion. I have all three, and depending on what I'm doing, this will throw heat over and more evenly over your canvas. But if you only want to do one little spot, say you want to follow a line and try to get cells on a line, this will work better for, you know, pecking out cells in a certain place. This isn't going to be good for that. It's gonna cover an area that big at the smallest, you know, because the flame's, depending on, it's pretty large. So I do use this more than this. Actually, I just got this, but I'm looking forward to trying this out and being able to just choose where I want the cells. And then the other thing I want to talk about before I bring you guys closer for mixing the paint and the pouring medium together is silicone. I use Spot On treadmill. This is just treadmill belt lubricant. This is Spot On treadmill belt. You would think that it's the same because it says 100% silicone on both of them. But as you know, there's a lot of things out there that say they're 100% silicone and they all react differently. Isn't that weird? So it can't possibly be, there's gotta be something else in it. These are not the same in my opinion, because I worked with this stuff for months. And when I switched to this stuff, immediately I got a better result, but it wasn't until I found my Magic Mix pouring medium plus this that I started getting the really nice cells that I like. The more round, bigger, and you know, all that good stuff. So this stuff is not like hair serum. I mean, people use all kind of wacky stuff, but I just feel like I want a consistent result. And this gives me consistent results. I can always count on it. So just passing that on to you, my information, what I've discovered in my journaling since I, you know, got serious about cells. And I did quite a few videos on it and using different pouring mediums and things like that. This is absolutely my favorite pouring medium right here. Got a big batch of it. And I'm gonna bring you guys down and show you how I mix it up. You know what? I didn't strain my Floetrol. Ooh. It's okay. Hopefully there won't be any goobers in it. But you should strain your Floetrol. Okay. Okay, so I've already put in 105 grams of pouring medium into each of these cups to save time. I'm gonna this is what I use. This is a scale that measures in grams. So all I do is just put in 105, which is a 1-to-4 ratio. So if you don't want that much paint, you can just do, did I say 1-to-4? 1-to-3 ratio, excuse me. 1-to-3 ratio. So for me today, I'm using, I went a little over 105. And it doesn't get any more exact than grams. Okay, so now all of these cups, and I write it down. Once you're doing the same thing over and over again, you won't need to write it down as much. But sometimes I won't be able to paint, but I just have a lot of ideas. Oh. Okay, so now I'm going to zero this out and I'm going to add my paint. I'm going to add, I want to make sure because I did the math. Okay, 35 grams of paint. So whenever you get this, peel it off, because I've actually didn't know, and my painting dried with this under it, and it had a lump in the exact shape of a circle. And yeah, and probably only I can see it, but now I always check and peel them off. Make sure, you know, we all have these crazy things that happen, don't we? Okay, so this is 35 grams for this consistency of paint, which comes in these tubes. So Artist Loft Basics, it's acting funky. Okay. But if you're measuring out like the flow acrylic, which I'm going to do, it's going to be different. Okay, so that's 35 grams of that. And I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to just do that. $35 grams in each cup. And you guys don't need to sit here and watch me do this. So I'm going to go ahead and put all my different colors in. And then we're going to mix and we're going to check the consistency. And if the consistency is too thick, then I'll add a little bit of water. Mix, mix, mix. And you always have to check the consistency is the same, because I use different brands. Like this felt thinner coming out. I can tell this Americana is thinner. I could just tell when I squeezed it out. And then this stuff's pretty thick. So there's gonna be, you know, some that I add more water to and some that I don't. And I'm just going to get all these mixed up. And you guys get to watch it in high speed. Okay, so this is really thick. Okay. I don't know if you can see that one. Let's try a darker color. So I'm going to add a little water because that's a little too thick. So I'm just going to add, and I like to use this because you can't accidentally pour too much in. And it's best to just go a little bit at a time until you feel it's right. And I'm going to go ahead and do, well, I feel like the yellows are good. Those are done. Okay, that one feels good. So I'm gonna check these 4. Okay, now this one doesn't need any water. If anything, it needs more paint because it feels thinner than the others. This is that Americana. So I am actually going to add more paint. This paint's really watery. Cheaper paint. Actually, I don't know if it was cheaper because I think I got the basics on sale. Okay, that's better. Okay, now this was the Flow acrylic, this one. So this actually feels too thin. So I'm going to go ahead and put some more paint in. Watch out for that. I know, now I'm not measuring. But at this point, it's not about measuring, it's about feel. How does it feel? Yeah. That's good. Sometimes your paint can get old sitting in the tube. Oh, this is this color actually. That's why it feels so thick. This stuff is really thick, so more water. Flow acrylic is thinner. Americana paints are thinner. And this Winsor Newton is thick. Give me a lot of orange. I'm not going to use all of that orange. Okay, and so when I'm done with this and I'm getting ready to pour, which I'll actually show you, I put in, for this amount of paint, which is, you know, a good, almost 3/4 of a cup, I would put 3 drops in each color. Okay, 3 drops of the Spot On treadmill belt. Now it runs out fast, so make sure you can just untwist it a little bit, and then it won't wind up putting in 4 or 5 drops, which in my opinion is too many. But so I think that's it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed watching this and you learned something, and I hope this painting turns out good, because otherwise I sure am going to look like a schmuck. Alright, here goes nothing, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like my video, like it. If you want to subscribe, if you haven't already, to see more like this, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Happy pouring. Bye.